So good evening, my lovely yogis. Just starting on your mat, wherever you're most comfortable, seated or lying down. And just having a few moments. Notice how you're feeling in your body. Notice how you're feeling emotionally and in your mind. I was just mentioning earlier that sometimes you can't put a word to how you're feeling. Today I felt a little bit flat, and I think perhaps it could be, as we were just discussing, it could be this time of year, this January, where all the busyness and excitement of Christmas is over and we haven't quite got to spring yet, and there's that kind of lull. And I suppose it does represent life and nature, really, because everything that's growing is all underground. It's busy under the earth, but we can't see it yet. It hasn't poked through the surface. So there's stuff happening, but out of sight. We've got to be patient and wait for nature to reveal itself. So maybe when you do feel a little bit flat like I have today, it could be just resonating with the nature's rhythms. Time to just be patient and wait. So have a moment to ground down on that note, imagining roots coming through your tailbone or soles of the feet, burying into Mother Earth. And as you think of your roots going down, just imagining what else is going on under the earth, within the earth. What do you need from your practice today? It's a question I often ask, and I wonder when you answer it yourself whether it is the same answer or whether it's slightly different each time, being it's a different day and a different you. It could be a combination of things, just some quietness in the mind, some relaxation and deep stretch in the body. And perhaps the space that this session gives you will bring answers or bring some clarity to something that's been unanswered in your mind. So we'll come up for seated meditation. Have a moment, if you're lying down, just to stretch. Maybe take the arms overhead and enjoy a nice full body stretch, the length of your body. And then you can bring your knees in a moment and have a rock. If you're already seated, it's nice just to roll the shoulders and maybe just move the head. Get comfortable on your cushions or meditation cushions. And then we come up to seated. So we'll have a nice quiet meditation this evening, and perhaps the thoughts can be around being grounded, which is very linked with your root chakra, Muladhara, and how that links to your body is your feeling of feeling safe, secure, because there are times in life when we don't necessarily feel safe or secure. So imagining, as we always do, the roots going into the soil and just noticing how we feel at this time of year, when we would normally, in nature, most animals would be hibernating and conserving their energy and waking up for spring. So let's just rest our hands. We'll just follow our breath and we'll let our minds wander. And wherever the mind goes, just notice it. Every now and then, just try and draw yourself back to your breath and that little kind of gap between your thoughts. But don't stop your mind. It will never stop. It's the nature of the mind. It's like saying stop breathing or stopping your heart beating. You're always going to be thinking. It's just being able to be conscious of it. So we'll take our 5 minutes and just see where your mind wanders. Be curious. Let your eyelids close, let your face soften, relax your shoulders. And breathing, just being in the moment. Witness your thoughts. As your mind wanders, just come back to the breath. You can stay with the thought. Just make it conscious. Staying relaxed. Stay with your breath. And then we'll just take one more breath. Blinking your eyes open, coming back. How did that feel? How quiet was your mind? Mine was quite busy this evening. I think I jumped around to 4 or 5 different topics in my head before I noticed and brought it back, and then reminded myself, and then offered that reminder to you as well. So it's always going to be different. Coming off your cushions if you're on them. And we're going to start with dragonfly. Taking knees wide, legs wide rather. I'm going to have a little cushion or blanket, just something little under the edge of the buttocks. It just encourages the pelvis to feel like it's tilting forwards a little bit. A little bit what the moon cushions do when you're sitting in the meditation position. So if you do have sort of the edge of a cushion or a blanket just under sort of the edge of your buttocks, you'll feel that nice sensation. And so we'll just explore leaning into this. If the hips are a little bit tender this evening, don't take the legs too wide, and don't lean too much into it perhaps, just see how you feel. Deep belly breaths. Stay with your breath. As you first come into this pose, you might feel a little bit stiff and upright, but just notice over the 5 minutes that we're here whether there is a little bit of softness that lets your body fold a bit more. Relaxing your legs, trying to release any tension you might be holding in your ankles, around your knees. And with every out breath, you'll probably feel the body just kind of let go a little bit more. Can you soften all your facial muscles, release your jaw, and relax into the head? And again, just notice what you're thinking. Observe your own mind. See if there's a little bit more room to move. And if you have moved a little bit further into the pose, just check around the body to relax again. If you can, feel that lovely deep stretch on your inner legs. Which side feels perhaps more intense than the other? Or are they quite even in the sensation? So we'll take a few more breaths and then just very slowly lifting up. How far did your body come forward today? Just noticing. This particular pose, I always see a real change in myself. I start here, and by the end of it, my elbows can come to the mat. Other poses don't give me that same movement. It's just that curiosity within your own body in which pose you feel you can really release into. So have a lie down. Give your tail a wag if you need to. Rock your pelvis. Just ease out from that first posture. And let everything soften. Take a nice long sigh. It might take a little while to notice the muscles through your back give way. Just stay with the breath. Keep relaxing. You might find your abdominal muscles, even sort of around the sides of your waist, are tight until it feels okay to let go. And then as everything settles, this is often the moment where you can just follow any chi moving in your body. Sometimes it's the upper inner thighs, the inner parts of the knees. You might feel a bit of coolness. Everyone's different. Take some nice deep belly breaths. And often as we breathe quite deeply, things start to relax a bit more. So drawing your knees in, have a rock. And then the next pose we're coming into is swan or pigeon. So this does involve hips. It's quite a deep posture. If you feel that you need to change into something, another two-sided posture, please do. So we're going to roll up. Come onto all fours, and then what we're going to do is draw the right knee forwards. And then just rotate at the knee so that your right foot is placed in front of your left thigh. So the angle of your shin is sort of 45 degrees. And then just staying here for the moment. I like to use a cushion under the buttock, your right buttock, to support you, to stop you rolling to your side. You want to keep the hips nice and centered and forward facing. So your buttock will be off the mat here. I like to start in upright swan. You get a lovely little lumbar curve into the spine here as we start to just sort of feel into this pose. Take some deep breaths. You can feel a nice stretch in your arms as well. And any time that you're ready, it's nice to come down onto your elbows. And you can relax your head. If you have a block, you can rest your forehead on a block. And then just gradually exploring what you're feeling deep in the buttock and the thigh. If this starts to aggravate your knees or anywhere in the body, please just change position slightly or come out altogether when you need to. How does this feel? Sometimes you'll love this pose, other times it will just be really challenging and you won't like it as much. This is lovely for all the meridians that flow through your legs, especially the stomach and spleen. Your liver and gallbladder and your kidneys and bladder are stimulated here. Keep trying to relax around the thighs, the back leg that's stretched out. Softening through your shoulders, notice if they keep creeping up to your ears. Relaxing head and neck. And another area that you might find tension is your abdomen. Relaxing the tummy muscles. So noticing how intense it is today. So let's take a deep breath. Lifting the head. Nice and slowly coming up. Just moving your cushion aside and just rotate yourself so that you come onto your back again. You can probably feel a real difference from your right leg compared with your left leg at the moment. Notice how your back feels after that pose. Perhaps any sensations you might feel through the arms as well. It's a lovely compression of the legs, so you can feel all the blood flowing, the lymph will be flowing again through your body. So just observing whatever you feel. A few more breaths as we relax here. And then we'll hug knees in. We're going to come into the other side. Take a moment to rock and roll in circles on your back. It's always lovely for the digestive system as well. And then we'll roll up, coming into the other side where the left knee is bent. We take the right leg behind us. And again, just settling into this pose. You might find that your left leg, as it's bent, the rotation of the knee is slightly different. That's fine. Sometimes we often have a tighter side of the body. You can come down onto your elbows if you wish, or you can stay in upright swan for a few moments. Deep breaths. Try to start relaxing into the left buttock, the left thigh, hamstring. And then anytime you're ready, come down. If you wish, you can always stay where you are. Keep relaxing if you've moved the abdominal muscles, shoulders. Staying with your breath. How does this side feel compared with the right? Keep looking around your body, that continuous rotation of awareness. Relaxing the belly, breathing down to belly. Noticing if the pose is starting to feel quite nice now, whether it's sort of a welcome stretch. So taking a few deep breaths now. Just experiencing the last few moments of this sensation, and then we'll come up. Nice and slowly. And then come down onto your mat. Perhaps you can feel that lovely fresh feeling in your in your left leg now. Have a nice sigh. Release the tension. Again, just as you have a few moments here, you can start to feel chi and your prana moving. left inner thigh, up round sort of the groin, the pelvis area. Could be tingling, could be coolness. You notice different patches of temperature in your body. It's really fascinating when you really tune into that, because there's no other times usually in the day or your activities, I would think, that you feel the chi, the movement of your subtle body energy that surrounds and moves through us. In yoga, there is said to be 72,000 nadi, and nadi means the channels, the energy channels that flow through our body. 72,000 channels of energy flow, nadis. So when we know this, we can often perhaps understand why we do feel this coolness, this tingling sensation through different parts of the body. Let's draw the knees in. Again, just take the time to rock. And then we're going to come into bridge pose. So grab your block or your bolster. You can use your bolster if you wish. And we're going to lie into this semi-supine position. Bring your feet to your buttocks. Your block can either be on the top height, or you can lower it down to the second height down, whichever feels appropriate for you today and your energies. And then we're going to lift the body, pop it underneath the sacrum part of that little flat part of the back that sort of lines up with the top of the buttocks. Make sure your block doesn't encroach on the lumbar vertebrae. You'll just feel that little flat patch where your body can rest on the block here. If this feels too high, as I say, turn the block the other way and come down a bit lower. You can always use your bolster here as well, which is a softer option. When you're in this pose, try to keep your head straight as your neck is in this position. Try to relax your buttocks. I would say the buttocks are the first area to keep relaxing, and your thighs. And then the other part that you'll find tense up every now and then will be your upper back and your shoulders. So keep coming back here. Every time you relax your buttocks and thighs, give it a second or two. And notice if they're tense again, if you can relax even more. It's astonishing how the body continues to tense, even after you've told it to relax. Keep letting go, buttocks and thighs, shoulders and back. Eventually your body does get the message. Keep rotating your awareness. You can relax your jaw, let the chin tuck in. Notice if your abdominal muscles are tight as well, sides of the waist. Keep relaxing buttocks and thighs. And then when you really feel like you've settled into this pose, it might have taken this long, you can enjoy following your breath. The belly expands on the inhale. Feeling the chest open and softening on the exhale. This is lovely for throat chakra, heart chakra, solar plexus. Keep relaxing. And what do you think of this pose this evening? How does your body feel? How are you responding? Just check in with the rhythm and the nature and the flow of your breath. And then we'll just take a few more breaths here. Slowly, just lift onto your toes. Enough to lift your body, clear the block, and rolling down nice and slowly. Enjoying how that feels through the body. Give your tail a little wag, and you can just push the pelvis, the lumbar into the back if you need to. Noticing where the chi is perhaps centered after that posture. Supported bridge. So bring knees in nice and slowly, one at a time, right one, then left one, because that posture really did target the lower back, the lumbar region. And roll in some circles. As you roll, you bring the knees in and you get a little bit of a massage up into that mid part of the back. So the next pose is called hedgehog. Some of you will know this more familiarly as a happy baby pose. So we are going to lift the soles of our feet to face the ceiling. And if you can, rest the hands on the soles of your feet, then that's great. If you can't, just holding on around the shins or ankles. And if that's too much, you can just simply place the hands on the backs of your thighs, just sort of resting behind the knees. We take the legs out to the side. And in this posture, you can rock a little if you wish, like a happy baby does. You often see babies come into this posture, which is why it gets its name in Hatha, but hedgehog is the name it is given in Yin. Try to relax as much as you can, softening perhaps the abdominal muscles. Trying to relax around the hip flexors, the tops of your legs. For this particular posture, it is quite nice to rest the hands behind the knees, on the thighs, backs of the thighs. You can rest your elbows on the mat. Very much works with your sacral chakra, this posture. Hips, very linked with your hips, so taking an alternative posture if this is too much. Try to take some deep, relaxing breaths here. Notice where you're continuing to perhaps hold tension. And then we'll take just a few more breaths. And then draw the knees into center. Relax. And then take your legs down to the mat and find Shavasana. We only did that for half the time, about 2.5 minutes. It is quite an intense pose. But every now and then it is nice to explore. They do get easier. And perhaps now that you're lying in Shavasana, it feels quite nice through the lower back, a nice refreshing feeling around the tops of the legs. Notice what you feel, how you feel about that pose, how you feel about the after effects. And so we bring our knees in. Gently rocking. And now I'm going to give you the option of 2 poses. They're quite relaxing. We know bench, where we pop the cushion behind the back, 2 or 3 inches away from the body, and we can lie down. If this is where you would like to be close to the floor, just a very gentle curve into the upper back, then great, come into that one. However, I did say that I was going to show you an alternative posture. If you have a moon cushion or just a little cushion and then your bolster, and I also like to use another little blanket here, and you'll see why. What we're going to do is sit on the end of the bolster to start with, and then lie back. You might find as you lie back, your head is not supported. So this is where I recommend just wriggling down a little bit. So your buttocks do probably come off of the cushion. But when you tip your head back, you do feel like your neck is supported. You'll know kind of where you can comfortably rest the head back, and the top of the bolster supports the head and neck. So just finding that perfect position. I like to have the little blanket just at the end of the bolster to rest the buttocks on. And then here you can just take your arms out to the sides or rest them wherever feels comfortable. It's a nice stretch into the upper part of your body. You can have your legs long if you wish. However, I prefer to have the knees bent, and I just rest the knees together, the feet can come wide. Whatever feels supportive to your body. And just let your eyes close, relax your face, just let everything relax. Try to relax any tension you're holding in your thighs and muscles here. It's a very restorative posture, this one, I would say. Yin, but also restorative yoga. Another option for you, if you wish, is you can bring your feet, the soles of your feet together and let the knees rest out. If you perhaps particularly like the butterfly feeling. So that's an option for your legs too. As you relax here, you might notice that your palms are faced upwards. And just being aware of how it feels to breathe into the lungs. So how does this feel? Do you feel rested and supported? Let's just take one more breath. Lifting your head first. Coming up slowly. And just pushing all your props away. Come back down onto the mat and just enjoy those few moments of just feeling into the body after the pose you've taken, whether it was bench lying over just the cushion or whether you used a little construction of the bolster. Notice where it feels nourishing in your body. Perhaps there's a nice sort of spaciousness in the chest and body now. And now coming into relaxation. If you want to come to seated, you can do. Or if you're quite happy lying down with pulling a blanket over you. Just making sure you're lovely and warm and cosy. As you relax through your body, just scan from head to toe how you're feeling. And every part of your body that you come to, you can relax a little bit more, from head, neck, arms, front, sides and back of your body. Pelvis and buttocks, legs all the way down to feet, just letting everything soften. I'd like you to imagine that you're staying somewhere like a little log cabin, tucked away somewhere, perhaps another country. And you've come out onto the veranda. There's no light pollution around you. Perhaps you've only got a little candle burning in your log cabin, and as you sit on the veranda, you can see the night sky. It's so clear. With no other lights, you can see every single star. Some are brighter than others. Some make shapes as you look for the shapes that you know. And as you sit there looking up at this night sky, it might not be completely black. You might be able to identify the real darker, indigo-y shades in the sky. You can hear the rustling of leaves, of trees around you. Perhaps distant wildlife, the nocturnal animals scurrying around. And where you are on your veranda, you can imagine yourself on a lovely big armchair, maybe with your feet up, a thick blanket, all wrapped up cosy and warm. Safe and secure. But just where you are, high up on this veranda, looking out, looking up, looking down, feeling connected with nature. Perhaps you can hear some nighttime birds, owls hooting. And your mind can just wander for the next few minutes with your place in this universe amongst all the stars and all the planets and everything that divine source has made. We're all important parts of this universe. So very gently, notice where your mind was just then. And coming back to your breath. Thinking about your breath, thinking about how you came to be, all the breaths we have taken in our life, all the breaths we still have yet to take. So every now and then just being conscious of a few of them is very nice, grounding, a lovely way of connecting back to yourself, being in the moment. So if you're lying down, just have a few moments to start to stretch, wiggle fingers, toes, roll the head from side to side. Shoulders can roll. Just coming back into your physical body. You can draw the knees in now and start to roll on your back, rocking, moving into circular movements. And then when you're ready, you can just slowly roll up. Take your time. It's nice to move slowly after your practice, staying in the yin energy. And then we can bring our hands to heart center. Om Shanti. Namaste.